My name is Shaib Ibrahim. I'm a licensed professional engineer in the state of New Jersey, USA. Originally, I'm from Ghana. Um, I have been in Ghana throughout my life. I moved to the US 2019, so currently about 6 years here. So this program is organized by student body of University of Energy and Natural Resources in Ghana, my home country. So I'm happy to present this topic, navigating the future of sustainable energy, skills, systems, and the youth factor. So this topic is a very broad one. I have been able to categorize this into 4 main areas. The first one is sustainable energy. The second is skills, systems, and the youth factor. And as you can see, I have allocated 20 minutes on sustainable energy, 10 minutes for skills, and 30 minutes for question and answers. So at the end of this webinar, it is the objective that you would understand energy diversity, the emerging and large-scale renewables, important drivers and or influencers of renewable energy growth, the challenges and opportunities, emerging skills that will matter most in the coming years, and how to position yourself to attract opportunities. So as a matter of introduction, I would want to give a brief talk on energy sources. Energy, as we know, is the engine of every country's growth. Without energy, every country will go back to the Stone Age. So this is very, very important topic and a driver that we would have to look at. But basically, energy is categorized into 2 main sources, which is the traditional source and then a non-conventional source. And each of these have commercial and non-commercial use. Commercial is basically for profit, and non-commercial is non-profit, but it also depends. So we'll see that. Okay, the next we'll talk about a bit about conventional or traditional energy sources. So every energy is usually defined by the source. So for instance, if you talk about a gas power plant, it is called a gas power plant because the source is a natural gas. Okay, if you talk about a nuclear power plant, it's called nuclear power plant, but it means that the source of fuel is actually nuclear. So that's how we look at it. So conventional energy sources and the commercial, we have marine diesel, heavy fuel, oil, nuclear, coal, natural gas. And the non-commercial, we have firewood and dry dung. So people still use firewood and then animal waste that is dry. So it becomes a dry dung still to produce a source of energy for them in their homes or for domestic purposes. Okay. Even though you can use firewood for commercial purposes, but not on a larger scale. So I will still categorize that under non-commercial use. The next is non-conventional energy sources. And these non-conventional energy sources is not something new, but in our current dispensation, the use has been scaled up. So it's an important topic to talk about. Commercial use, we have large-scale solar or utility-scale solar, battery energy storage system, BESS, wind farms, tidal waves, hydropower plants, and the geothermal. There are a lot of them, but I just put a list of few. In non-commercial energy, we have residential solar and battery energy storage. One may say residential solar is put under non-commercial. It also depends. So when it comes under Q&A, you can ask a question about it, why we have residential solar as non-commercial. Even though people can use solar in their homes and still sell the power back to the grid. So that is something different, but not on a larger scale. So we'll still put that as the non-commercial. The main reason why people put solar in their homes is for domestic use. But if you have excess, you can sell it back to the grid and then make money from that, or use it to offset your bills. Okay, so now let's dive into the main area. The main one is sustainable energy, right? But one may ask, what is sustainable energy? Sustainable energy is the energy that is produced and used to meet today's needs without compromising the ability to meet future generations' need. So the essence of having sustainable energy is for generational thinking or generational planning. We all use energy now, and the human generation continue to procreate. So as we are all procreating, having children, then the same way that we want to educate our children and have a good future for them, in the same way we want to have energy reserve for them. So that's the essence of sustainable energy. But one may ask also, why do we need sustainable energy if everything seems okay? We rely on coal power plants, nuclear power plants, and huge power plants to provide our energy needs. So why do we need sustainable energy? Why should we worry ourselves? Yes, it is true that conventional means of producing energy is dominating the energy landscape now. But also we have to think about other factors that is affecting human being as a result of the use of conventional energy sources. So according to the World Health Organization, about 6.7 million people die every year as a result of pollution. And also 8.1 million people is estimated to have died as a result of air pollution, according to the State of Global Air Report 2024. So if you look at the image I'm sharing on my screen, you could see that even though we are talking about energy, which is an engineering stuff, but this is related to health. So engineering affects every part of our life. It could be health, it could be other economy and other stuff. So the fundamental of engineering is about public health. So we'll see that. And the main reason why we care about sustainability or providing energy from clean sources or sources that have less environmental adverse impact is because of public health. That's the primary goal. And how do we achieve this? We achieve this by increasing clean energy sources in such a way that we aim at reducing greenhouse gas emission, which is largely contributed from fossil or conventional energy sources. So the aim is to reduce greenhouse gas emission and also to minimize pollution that comes from power plants or other energy means. Also, we have to remember that conventional energy sources will not last forever. If you have oil, this will not last forever. And every country, as a matter of fact, has a quantifiable amount of oil reserve or gas reserve. So for instance, if you take, I don't have the Ghana oil reserve off my head, but definitely we have a reserve, maybe let's say for instance, maybe 1 billion metric ton of oil as a reserve. But if you think about this, and then you can find, okay, we can do the calculation and know that, okay, this amount of reserve will be able to last for 10 years or 20 years or maybe 50 years. But Ghana will continue to be there for centuries. So energy source from conventional is limited. And also we want to promote accessibility, especially SDG 7, which is the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals number 7, that talks about clean energy and accessibility, and then cheap affordability as well. So, and the last point is to promote eco-friendly energy. As a matter of fact, energy from solar and wind have less impact on the environment, so that's eco-friendly. Now, the good news is that according to the International Energy Agency Global Energy Review 2025, the review for 2024 indicates that renewable energy is leading by 38%, followed by